Okay. Smriti-Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva-samarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we are now into Mookapanchashati Padaravinda Shatakam, Shloka number 74. Yeah, please.
Parasmat sarvasmat apicha parayor muktikarayoho nakhashri birjosna kalita tulayo samratalayoho niliye kamaksha nigamanutayor nakinatayoho Nirasta pronilan nalinamadayo reva padayo.
Parasmat sarvasmadapicha parayoho. Sarvasmat parayoho apicha parasmat. Here he is using the word para twice. Para means high, very high, superior. Sarvasmat parayoho. There are so many things which we call superior, which we call very high. Sarvasmat, all. Parayoho, superior things. Apicha, more than all superior things. Parasmat, superior. This Devi's lotus foot is superior to so many things which we consider as superior. That is what he is saying. Parasmat, sarvasmat apicha parayoho. Mukti karayo. He is using dual because there are 2 feet. Parayoho, twin feet. Mukti karayoho. They give you mukti. They give you liberation. Mukti karayoho. Nakashribhir jyotsna kalita tulayoho. Nakashribhir by Tulayoho means comparable, equivalent. Tula is balance, we have seen before. That means by the radiance of the toenail, Devi's lotus foot is creating parallel to moonlight. Nakashribihi jyotsna kalita tulayoho. Tamra talayoho. Tala is bottom. Bottom of the lotus foot is copper colored. Tamra is copper color. Tamra is copper. Tamra talayoho. That means having bottom of the feet of copper color. Kamakshaha nigama nutayoho naki natayoho padayoho. We are describing the lotus feet. Kamakshaha. Kamakshaha padayoho. We are describing the lotus feet of Kamakshi. Nigama nutayoho. Nigama is Vedas. Nuta is praised. Nuta means who is doing stotra. Praised by, commended by Vedas. Naki natayoho. Nata means bowing down, prostrating. The feet are being prostrated to by Nakis. Nakis means those who are in Swargaloka. Naka is Swargaloka. Naka has got a very interesting, we have seen it before. Naka has got a very interesting derivation in Sanskrit grammar. Na aka. Aka means pain. Na aka means no pain. That is the place of no pain, only pleasure and pleasure. That is why it's called Naka. Naki is Swargaloka. Naki is those who are devas in Swargaloka. They come and prostrate. Nigama nutayoho. Nuta and nata. See how beautifully he has placed the words. Nigama nutayoho. Naki natayoho. Nirasta pronmilan nalina madayoho eva padayoho. Nirasta means defeated. Pronmilan means blossomed. Unmilan, pronmilan. Actually, it means opened out. Unmesha nimishotpanna vipanna bhuvana veli, we say. Isn't the same? Unmeelane. So, pronmeelane, naline, the lotus, madayoho. Mada means arrogance. That means the arrogance of the fully blossomed lotus has been defeated by the lotus feet. Lotus feet go and defeat the arrogance, mada, of Nalina, the lotus, which is pronmelan, fully blossomed. Those lotus feet, Kamakshaha Padayoho, Niliye. Niliye means I take laya, I merge myself, I completely lose myself, I meditate upon Kamakshis, lotus feet, which are superior to all things which are superior, which grant moksha, whose toenails, radiance of the toenails, create equivalent to moonlight, whose bottoms are copper colored, who are praised by Vedas, and who are worshipped by Devas, and who defeat the arrogance of the fully blossomed lotus. Those lotus feet, I merge myself. Next.
स्वभावात् अन्योन्यं किसलयमपीदं तव पदं हृदिम्ना शोणिम्ना भगवति दधाते सदृशता पूर्वस्येच्छा सततमवने किं तु जगता परस्येत्तं भेदः स्फुरति हृदि कामाक्षि सुधिया.
Now he is comparing lotus as well as the shoot, the sprout, with the lotus feet. Swabhavat anyonyam ayamapidam tavapadam mridimna shodimna bhagavati dadhate sadrishatam. Bhagavati, O Bhagavati, Swabhavat, by nature, anyonyam, mutually, kisalayam api. Kisalaya is the sprout of the tender sprout of the plant, the shoot with buds, that is called kisalaya, shoot with buds. Kisalayam api, even the shoot, idam tava padam, this your lotus foot, sadrishatam dadhate, with that it has parallel. Sadrishatam means equivalent. It is parallel to kisalaya. It holds parallel. In what respect it holds parallel? It doesn't look same. In what respect does it hold parallel? He says mridimna and shonimna. Mridimna means mridu, that means very soft. Because it is soft, it holds parallel. Because it is red color, shonimna, it is parallel. Because Kisalaya is also mridu and shona, soft and red color. So you have sadrishatam dadhate, you have an equivalence there. But there is a difference. The difference is pointing out the next one. Vane purvasya ichha satatam avane kintu jagatam paraschetham bhedaha purati hridi kamakshi sudhiyam. Purvasya. Purva means the first one. What is the first one? Kisalaya. Because the pada came second. Kisalayam apidam tava padam, he said. So purvasya means the first one. Purvasya ichha satatam vane. Purvasya ichha. The layer of Kisalaya, the shoot, is in the forest only. It doesn't like to be in the city. It doesn't like to be in the town. It goes to the forest. So Purvasya ichha satatam vane. Kintu, but parasya, the second one, that is the lotus foot. Jagatam avane. Avane means protection. Protection of the world. The vana and avana, he is making the poetical distinction. Vana is forest, avana is protection. That is the beauty of this shloka. Jagatam avane, protecting the world. Parasya ichha. Ichha is common. Parasya ichha, the second one, the The second one, the lotus, has got a constant desire to protect the birds. The first one has got a constant desire to live in the forest. This different bhedaha, sudhiyam hridi, this difference, sudhiyam hridi, in the hearts of wise people, spurati, it appears, it arises. It arises in the hearts of wise people. The difference between Chrysalia and lotus fruit. So, next.
कथं वाचालोऽपि प्रकटमणिमञ्जीरनिनदैः सदैवानन्दाद्रान् विरचयति वाचं यमजनान् प्रकृत्या ते शोणच्छबिरपि च कामाक्षिचरणः मनीषा नैर्मल्यं कथमिव नृणां मांसलयते.
Katham, he is asking a question, like he has asked many times before. Vachalaha api. Vachalaha api means making lot of sound. Vachala is actually one who is an expert in speaking. He is called Vachala. Now, this lotus fruit is also an expert in speaking, making sounds by what? Prakata mani manjira ninadaihi, by the sounds emanating from the anklet, which are gem-studded anklet, mani manjira ninadaihi, the sounds, prakata, manifesting, coming out. The sounds emanating from the gem-studded anklet make you expert in speaking. Though it is like that, Sadaiva Ananda Ardran Vacham Yamajanan Virachayati. Vacham Yamajanan. Yama is controlling. In the yoga steps of Patanjali, Ashtanga Yoga, first one is Yama, second is Niyama. Yama is controlling the Indriyas. Niyama is following certain procedures, controlling the mind. So Yama is controlling the mind as well as the Indriya. Because in a general sense, we don't make a distinction between Yama and Niyama unless you go to Patanjali. So Yama includes Niyama. So that means Yama is controlling of the mind and controlling of the Indriyas. So here he is talking about Vacham Yamajana. They have controlled their speech. Those who have controlled the speech, Sadaiva Ananda Ardran Virachayati. Sadaiva always Ananda, beautiful bliss, very enjoyable bliss. Ananda Ardran, wet. Ardra means wet. We have seen before. They become wet with bliss. That means they become immersed in bliss. Virachayati, makes it. That means though you are expert in speaking through your sounds emanating from the gem-studded anklet, those who have controlled their speech, those who don't want to speak, you are creating a lot of bliss in them. That is the question, how you are doing it. An expert person will always make the other person speak, isn't it? I go on speaking, you don't speak to me, that will not work, isn't it? When two people are engaged in conversation, the other person has to respond. Here the other person is not responding and you are there engaged in bliss. How is that? That is the question. Prakritya Karanaha Manisha Nairmalyam Kathamiva Nunam Mamsalayate. Prakritya te Shona Chavihi Api. Prakritya by nature, Shona red color, Chavi appearance. Though your form is red colored by nature, Karanaha your foot. Kathamiva, how does it do what it does? Nunam for people, for men and women. Manisha Nairmalyam Mamsalayate. Though it is red colored, it creates whiteness. Nairmalyam is stain-free situation, stain-free quality, which is white. White is the one which is absolutely free from dirt, isn't it? Nairmalyam, Nirmala. Nirmala is Nairmalyam. The quality of being white. Manisha means their buddhi, their understanding, the people's understanding becomes white, becomes stain-free, becomes pure. How is it? Not only it becomes pure, mamsalayate means it nourishes. It nourishes the purity. Your lotus foot nourishes the purity of understanding of people who worship. Mamsalayate means makes it muscular, makes it fleshy. That means nourishes, makes it strong. So there are two questions. Though your lotus foot is expert in speaking by the sounds emanating from the gem-studded anklets, you create bliss. Those who have controlled their feet become immersed in bliss. How is it possible? Second question is, though your foot is basically by nature red colored, you are creating unparalleled whiteness, unparalleled purity in the understanding, pushing the purity in the people. How is it? Next.
Chalat Krishna Vichi Parichalana Paryakulataya Muhur Brantastantaha Paramashiva Vamakhi Paravan Titi Shukkamakhi Prachuratara Karma Buddhimamam Kadagam Lapsyete Charanamani Setum Girisute.
Now he is describing his misery in the first two lines. His misery is being described. Chalat Trishna Vichi. Vichi is waves. Trishna means desire. Waves of desire, chalat, always arising, always moving. One desire after another. That is the condition of all of us. Krishna Vichi. Parichalana, by constant movement of the waves of desire which are arising. And what do? Paryakulataya. Paryakula means feeling miserable. I am feeling miserable because of the constant movement of the waves of desire which keep arising in me. Muhur Bhranta Santaha Paramashiva Vamakshi Paravana. Muhur Bhrantaha. Constantly I become deluded because of the desire, because of constant wave of desire. This doesn't need explanation. We go through every time, every second we are going through this. Muhur Bhrantaha, we get deluded, constantly deluded. Deluded means what? We don't know which is right and which is wrong. So because there is a desire to do something wrong, we won't do it. That is Muhur Bhrantaha. Tantaha. Tantaha means I have been exhausted. Because of the delusion, I have become exhausted. Paramashiva Vamakshi. This is an address to Kamakshi. Paramashiva, Parameshwara. Vamakshi is consort. Vamakshi actually means the woman with beautiful eyes. Vama Akshi. Vama means beautiful. So the woman with beautiful eyes, who is the consort of Parameshwara, Paramashiva Vamakshi. Vama has got another indirect connotation. Vama means left side. And Devi is on the left side of Parameshwara. So it is also appropriate that way. That is why he is using this term. Paramashiva Vamakshi. Paravane. I am always subservient to somebody. I am never independent. Paravan means I am subservient because the desires are taking me here and there. That is a wave, no? I am in the grip of the wave. Once you are in the grip of a wave, wherever the wave takes you will go. That's what Paravan is. You are not independent. Titirshuhu prachuratara karmam budhim. Prachuratara karmam budhim. Karma ambudhi. Ambudhi is ocean. Karma ambudhi, ocean of karma. Prachuratara means extraordinarily heavy, extraordinarily populated. That means my ocean is extraordinarily populated with karma. That means there is no end to my karmas, because several crores of janmas I have taken, all those karmas are there to my account. So there is a big ocean of karmas. I want to cross the ocean of karmas which are endless. Prachuratara karmam budhim. Kada aham lapse charanamani setum girisute. Amum charanamani setum. This, amum means this. Because he is seeing the lotus feet in front of him. He is always saying, amum means this. Charanamani setum, I need a bridge. Setu is the bridge. Gem-studded lotus is the bridge. Gem-studded lotus is the bridge. Charanamani setum. Or lotus foot is the gem-studded bridge. You can take it that way also. The lotus foot is the gem-studded bridge. So that bridge, kada aham lapse, when will I get? When will I get? O Girisute, O daughter of Himavan, O Kamakshi, when will I get this gem-studded bridge, which is your lotus foot, for crossing this ocean? So he says, I am feeling extremely miserable. I am feeling tired. I am feeling deluded because of the constantly arising waves of desires. I become totally observant to desire. I have been won over by the desires. So I want to cross this ocean. Why this desire comes? Because of our karma. If there is no karma, there. Jnanis don't have any desire. Why? Because they exhausted all their karma. How did they exhaust their karma? Because of the jnana. We have seen before. Jnanadni dagdha karmanam. So because of their jnana, they have burnt away all their karma. But I have not done that. My karma is a big ocean. So I want to cross that ocean. So for that I need a bridge. The gem-studded bridge, which is your lotus foot. When will I get? O Kamakshi, O daughter of Himavan, O consort of Parameshwara. Next.
विशुष्यन्त्यां प्रज्ञा सरिति दुरित ग्रीष्म समय प्रभावेण क्षीणे सति मम मनः केकिनि शुचा त्वदीय कामाक्षी दुरित चरणाम्बोधमहिमा नभो मासाटोपं नगपति सुते किं न कुरुते.
Just a minute, there is some problem with the video. Bear with me. I hope it continues.
Guruji is perfect.
Yeah, okay. Where were we? We are in Vishushyantyam. Okay. Vishushyantyam prajna sariti durita grishma samaya prabhavena. Again, he is referring to his miserable condition. Durita Grishma Samaya Prabhavena. Grishma Samaya, as you know, is summer season. Grishma is summer season. Durita, very difficult. The misery of the summer season, Prabhavena, because of the effect of the misery of the summer season, what is happening? Prajna Sariti Vishushyantyam. Prajna Sariti, the river of my knowledge, the river of my awareness, of my understanding becomes Shushyati. That means it becomes dried up. Because of the summer, which is causing misery to me, my knowledge river, the river of my become prajna is, and I have become weak in my mind. Sadiyaha Kamakshi, Purita Charanambhoda Mahima, Nabho Masatopam, Kim na kurute. He is asking a question. Why you are not doing? Kim na kurute. Sadiyaha, yours. Purita Charana Ambhoda Mahima. Ambhoda is ocean. The glory of the ocean of your lotus feet, which is Purita, which comes out, which manifests. Your lotus foot is manifesting as an ocean. That ocean has got its own glory. The glory of the ocean, which is manifested by your lotus foot, Sadiyaha, by your lotus foot. Why you are not doing? What you are not doing? Nabho Masa Atopam. Nabho Masa is Shravana month. We have seen before. Nabho Masa is Shravana month. Because now he was talking about yeah, followed by Shravana month. So what is the speciality of Shravana month? It starts raining. So he says, Nabhava Masa Atopam. Atopam means, something which is done very outwardly, very clearly, manifestly. That is called Atopam. It can be flamboyant, you can say, flamboyant act. That kind of showy act, why you are not doing, which is peculiar to Nabhomasa, which is peculiar to Shravana month. What is peculiar to Shravana month? Shower. So he says, why you are not giving me a shower when, because of the summer of my misery, my prajna has become completely dried up. The river of my prajna has dried up. The mind, which is the peacock, has become totally weak because of the grief, constant grief which my mind is experiencing. And your foot is your lotus foot is the ocean, and the glory of the lotus ocean is that it should. Ocean creates clouds, and clouds create shower, isn't it? That's what he is saying. So why you are not creating a shower which is peculiar to, which is clear, specific to Nabhomasa, the Shravana? Nagapati Sute, O daughter of Himavan, Kimna Kurte. Why you are not doing? That is the question. Next.
विनम्राणां चेतो भवनबल विसीम्नि चरण प्रदीपे प्रकाश्यं ददति तव निर्धूत तमसि असीमा कामाक्षि स्वयमलघु दुष्कर्मलहरी विघूर्णन्ति शान्तिं शलभ परिपाटीव भजते.
Vinamranam, those who worship their mind is like a mansion. Now you imagine that those who worship, their mind is like a mansion. Keto Bhavana, the mansion of their mind. Valabhi, the topmost upper floor. Simni, in the area of the upper floor of the mansion. Charana Pradeepe, there is a beautiful lamp in the top floor of their mind. What is that lamp? That is your lotus foot. Because they are worshipping, you have gone and lighted your lamp in their minds. Those who worship have their minds lighted up with the lotus feet. Beautiful. See, Charana Pradipe Prakashyam Dadhati. It provides prakasha. It provides light. Nirdhuta tamasi. It drives away darkness. Nirdhuta destroys. Tamas, darkness. Your lotus foot, that means your lamp, which is your lotus foot. Whenever there is a lamp, what happens? Darkness is driven away and light is provided. That's what he is saying. Darkness is driven away and light is provided by the lamp, which is your lotus foot, which is there on the top floor of the mansion, which is the mind of your worshippers. Why is it top floor? Because once you put the lamp in the top floor, it will light up the entire floor. Similarly, once the mind is on the top of the mind, this lamp is lit, the entire mind will become pure, clear. Kamakshi Asima Swayam Alaghu Dushkarma Lahari. So what happens when this light is lighted up? Swayam Alaghu Dushkarma Lahari. Alaghu means not small. That means very large. Dushkarma Lahari, the waves of evil acts. The waves of evil acts which is there in my account. Dushkarma Lahari, waves of evil acts. Alaghu, which are not small. They are all very substantial. Asima, there is no limit to this. Limitless waves of evil acts which are not insubstantial. Swayam alaghu swayam shantim vighurnanti shalabha paripativa bhajate. Swayam, automatically, when the light is lit up, what happens to these waves? Vighurnanti, they get destroyed. These waves get destroyed. Vighurnanti means, actually it means agitated. They get agitated. The waves get agitated and then shantim bhajate. They acquire shanti, peace. That means the waves disappear. The waves get destroyed. The waves get destroyed and you get shanti. So Dushkarma Lahari is Vighurnanti, that is completely agitated and destroyed. Now, do you have to do anything for this? No. Shalabha paripati eva. When there is a fire, the moth comes and automatically falls in the fire. Paripati is rows of shalabhas. Rows of moths come and fall automatically in any fire, in any lamp. We have seen that, isn't it? Particularly in rainy season. Moths come and automatically fall. They get attracted by the lamp and then they fall and lose themselves. Similarly, when your lotus foot lamp is lit up in the minds of these people, the Dushkarma Lahari, the waves of evil acts, which are not insubstantial and which are limitless. This is the adjective. Which are limitless and not insubstantial. That kind of waves automatically, swayam, automatically, they fall, vighurnanti, they go and fall with agitation, they go and fall in that lamp, and shantim bhajate, they acquire shanti. So this is the beauty of the lamp which is lit at the top floor of the mansion of the minds of those who worship. The lamp gives light, the lamp removes darkness, like moths coming and falling in the fire. The Dushkarma Lahari, the waves of evil which are there in my account, which are not insubstantial, which are limitless, automatically fall into that lamp and get destroyed. Next.
I think mommy is away now.
Mommy is away. So somebody else can do that.
Yeah. Can I read, Mama?
Yeah, please.
Virajanti suktirnakha muktamanitate vipatpathorasau tarirapi naranam pranamata twadiyam kamakshi dhruvamalagava nirbhavamane munina ni aranirayamangir vijayate.
Now, further descriptions of the lotus foot. Virajanti Shuktihi Nakhakirana Muktamani Tatehe. Shukti is oyster, which you get from the sea, from the ocean. You get oyster, and that oyster, there is a pearl inside that oyster. Shukti is the oyster. Now, what is the Shukti here? Nakhakirana Muktamani Tatehe. Your lotus foot is the oyster which produces the pearl Muktamani. Nakhakirana, which is the pearl which is produced here? The rays of toenails. The rays of toenails or the pearls which are produced in the oyster, which is your lotus foot. Now, the oyster will normally have one pearl, isn't it? One oyster, one pearl. But here, one oyster gives so many pearls. Muktamani tatehe. Tata is many, group. Because there are 10 fingers, there is a lot of nakhakirana, rays coming out of those toenails. So, this is a peculiar, extraordinary Shukti, oyster. Virajanti, it is shining. Your lotus foot is shining like a oyster of this quality. Vipat pathorashau sarirapi naranam pranamatam. Pranamatam naranam. Those who worship, those who prostrate. Actually, pranama is prostration. Those who prostrate, for those people, vipat pathorashau. Patha is water, pathorashi is ocean. Again, like Ambudhi, etc. Similar, there are lots of names for ocean. Pathorashi is ocean. Ocean of vipat, ocean of danger. Ocean of danger of the worship you. Tarirapi, Tari is a boat. Your lotus foot is a boat. Tarirapi, it's also a boat for those who worship in terms of removing their vipat, their dangers. In the ocean of danger, this is a boat. Todiyaha Kamakshi Dhruvam Alaghu Vanyar Bhavavane. Now, third description. Todiyaha, your lotus foot. Dhruvam, for sure. Dhruvam means for sure. Alaghu Vannihi Bhavavane. In one phrase, he has brought a very deep thought. One phrase, very deep thought has been brought out. Alaghu Vannihi Bhavavane. Bhavavana is samsara forest. Forest of samsara. For the forest of samsara, your lotus foot is Vanni. Vanni means Agni. Your lotus foot is Agni for the samsara of lotus foot. What Alaghu, not a small fire. Not a small fire to create from your matchstick. Before you realize it, vanishes. This is not like that. This is there constantly for a long time. This fire will keep on burning away your samsara as long as you worship. Naranam pranamatam. For those who worship, this is what happens. The constant fire destroying the forest of samsara. Then, fourth attribute. Muninam jnanagnehe aranihi ayam angrihi. Ayam angrihi. Todiyaha ayam angrihi. Your foot. Angri means foot. Ayam angrihi. This foot of yours. Todiyaha ayam angrihi is being described in four ways. Muninam jnanagnehe aranihi. In yagas, how they produce fire, you might have seen. They produce fire by striking one arani stick against another arani. Two sticks are one upon the other by friction of one arani stick against another. Fire is produced, not by matchstick. So this is what he says. For jnanagnehe, for producing the fire of jnana, muninam, in the minds of munis, your lotus foot is arani. It is like a arani stick. Arani is a particular type of wood which is being used for this purpose, for producing fire in yagas. If you have not seen, please go and see. It's very interesting how they produce Agni. There are lots of videos available. Muninam jnana agnehe arani. Now, the point in this sloka is one lotus foot is having opposed qualities which are opposed to each other. Now, look at this. It is an oyster which has a lot of pearls, rays coming out of your toenails. It is a boat. An oyster cannot be a boat, isn't it? But it's a boat for those who worship for the danger which is in the form of a ocean. Then it is also a fire. If it is a boat, if it is an oyster, how can it be fire? It is also a fire. A constantly raging fire for the samsara destruction. Then it is also arani, which produces the fire for those who are munis for their jnana agni. The beautiful 4 attributes of lotus foot are described here. Next.
समस्तैः संसेव्यः सततमपि
Your lotus foot is like Indra. Puruhuta means Indra, Devendra. It's a very peculiar name for Devendra. He is the only one who is called Puruhuta among all devas. When you say Puruhuta, it means Devendra. Puruhuta means he has been worshipped a lot, because in any homam you perform, you will always give an offering to Indra. There is no homa which is performed without invoking Indra. So he is the one who is constantly worshipped. So he is Puruhuta. So he says, now this lotus foot is being compared to Indra. How it is compared? Now he says, Samastaihi samsevyaha satatamapi kamakshi vibudhaihi. Samastaihi vibudhaihi, by devas. Vibudha means jnani as well as deva, we have seen before. Now Devendra is always worshipped by all devas. Samastaihi samsevyaha. He is worshipped by all devas. Similarly, lotus foot is worshipped by all jnanis as well as devas. Suto Gandharvastri Sulalita Vipanchi Kalaravaihi. Vipanchi is Veena. Gandharvastri, the Gandharva women who are in Devaloka, they constantly play Veena in the Sabha of Devendra. Sulalita, beautiful. Very beautiful. Kalaravaihi. Kala is sound. Rava is also sound. Beautiful sound which is coming from the Veena. Which is being done by which is being played by Gandharva Sri. Sutaha, he is being worshipped, he is being praised by the sounds coming from the Veena, which are played by the Gandharva women. That is for the Devendra. Similarly, for your lotus foot, same Gandharva Sri come and play here also. Not only Gandharva Sri, so many other women. Then, Bhavatya Bhindanaha Bhavagiri Kulam. Bhavagiri Kulam. This is similar to what we saw in the last. Samsara is a Giri. Giri means mountain. Samsara is a mountain. Giri Kulam, not one mountain, series of mountains, because our samsara is endless, isn't it? Crores of births we are taking. So it is Giri Kula. Every Janma is a mountain. They are not able to cross a particular, even a single Janma. So he says, Bhavagiri Kulam. Rows of mountains of samsara, Bhindanaha, it destroys. It destroys completely. It rends asunder. Bhindana actually rending asunder is Bhindana. Why it is called, why it is he saying so? Because Devendra once cut off the wings of the mountains. This is described in various shastras, including Ramayana, including from Ramayana Sundarakanda, this is being mentioned. Once all mountains had wings and they were flying here and there and they were landing here and there, killing so many people, killing so many jivas. So they went and complained. Maharshi went and complained to Devendra. Devendra became very angry. He took his Vajrayuda, cut off all the wings of all the mountains. So that's what he is being referred to here. So like Devendra who cut off the wings of the mountain, your lotus foot is cutting off the whole mountain itself. Bhavagiri Kolam, the Samsara mountain. Drimbhita tamo baladrohi. Bala is an asura, Bala or Bala, whom Devendra killed, Baladrohi, enemy of Bala. Drimbhita tamaha. In your case, it is darkness which is being destroyed. You are the enemy of the darkness. You are the enemy of darkness. Drimbhita means expanding darkness, always increasing. Samsara is full of increasing darkness that you come and destroy. Baladrohi. Mataha Charana Puruhuto Vijayate. That kind of lotus foot, which is like Indra, is always victorious. Your lotus foot is like Devendra being worshipped constantly by Devas or Nanis. Your lotus foot is like Devendra because Gandharva women come and praise your lotus foot, praise Devendra in his Sabha through Veena Vadana, and your lotus foot is like Devendra who goes and destroys the wings of the mountains. So you are coming and destroying the samsara. 1 minute. Again, there is a problem with the video. I think we'll proceed without the video. There is some problem. So samsara mountain is being destroyed, and your lotus foot is destroying the darkness of the samsara, like the Devendra destroys the asura bala. Next.
Vasantam Bhaktanam Api Manasi Nityam Parilasat Dhanachaya Purnam Suchima Pindranam Tapashamano Nakhendu Josnabhigi Shishiram Api Padmodayakaram Namamakamakyaga Charanamadikacharya Karanam.
Guruji, fine, go ahead.
Vasantam Bhaktanam Ipi Manasi Nityam. Now there are various seasons in a year. Now all those 6 seasons are being described. Now each season is different from the previous one, isn't it? But here all the 6 seasons are contained in your one lotus foot. That is the beauty of this sloka. Vasantam Bhaktanam Api Manasi Nityam. Nityam, always you are residing in the minds of bhaktas. That is one meaning. Vasantam is Vasanta Kala. Vasanta, by using the word Vasanta, he is referring to Vasanta season, spring season. Vasantam Bhaktanapi Manasi Nityam Parilasat Ghanachaya Purnam. Ghanachaya means dense shade. Your lotus foot gives beautiful dense shade which is shining. It is beautifully shining. That kind of shade you are giving. In terms of season, it is rainy season. Ghana is cloud. Ghanachaya is clouds. Purnam, full of clouds. There is a rainy season. After the spring season, you have the rainy season. Suchimapi Nrunam Papasamanam. Suchi means pure, immaculate. Your lotus foot is pure, immaculate, and it is also summer. Grishma Ritu is summer. Suchi is referring to Grishma Ritu, summer. Nrunam Tapashamanam. It destroys the tapa, the threefold tapa, misery of people. Tapashamanam is referring to autumn, because autumn follows summer, and the tapa of summer is destroyed in autumn. So Grinam Tapashamanam Nakhendu Jyotsnavihi Shishiram Api. Shishira means winter. Shishira means making it cool. How your lotus fruit is making it cool? By the moonlight, Jyotsnavihi, of the moons which are your, of the crescents which are your tones. Nakha Indu Jyotsnavihi Shishiram Api. Cooling. Moonlight is known to be a coolant. So he says cooling it. Padmodaya Karam, making lotuses bloom. Padmodaya Karam. Now, what is the beauty of this sloka? He says, Kamakshaha Charanam Adhika Ascharya Karanam. Your lotus foot is extremely wonderful. Adhika Ascharya Karanam. Extremely wonderful. Namamaha. We worship that lotus foot. Now, what is the beauty? Because he is giving 6 seasons. All the Shishira includes Hemant Ritu also. Shishira Ritu as well as Hemant Ritu. If you calculate like that, all the 6 seasons here, your lotus foot represents all the 6 seasons. And in the Shishira season, Padma does not have Udaya. In the cold season, Padma, lotus does not bloom. But here, even in the Shishira Mapi, even in the cold season, your lotus foot makes lotuses bloom. That is why Shisharamapi Padmodayakaram. So he says, your lotus foot resides always in the minds of devotees. So it represents Vasanta season. It represents rainy season, Ganachaya Purnam. It provides dense shade, beautiful, shining, dense shade. It is immaculately pure. It represents Grishma Ritu, summer season. It represents the autumn, Tapa Shamanam. It destroys the tapa, the misery of people who worship, and it makes cool by the moonlight emanating from the crescents which are rains and Shishira season. Shishira as well as Hemanta, the 2 seasons are mentioned, which are not known to encourage blooming of lotus, but your lotus foot encourages blooming of the lotus. Padmodayakaram. This is extremely wonderful. So we worship this wonderful lotus foot. Next.
कवीन्द्राणां नाना भणिति गुण चित्रीकृत वचः प्रपंच व्यापार प्रकटन कला कौशल निधिः अधः कुर्वन्नब्जं सनक भृगु मुख्यै मुनिजनैः नमस्य कामाख्यागा चरण परमेष्टि विजयते.
Charana Parameshti, last line. Parameshti is Brahma. Charana Parameshti, Brahma, which is your lotus foot. Last time, lotus foot was compared to Indra, now it is compared to Brahma. Now, what is the comparison between lotus foot and Brahma? That is explained. Kavindranam, of those who are best among poets. Nana Bhaniti Guna Chitrikrita Vachaha. Now, their poetry is being described in 2 lines. Poetry is described in 2 lines. You can understand the beauty of the poetry. Nana Bhaniti. Bhaniti is what is spoken is Bhaniti. That means their speech. Nana Bhaniti. Different speeches which the Kavis produce. Different words which the Kavis produce. Guna Chitrikrita. By those words, what do? They paint a picture of various gunas, various qualities are being painted by those words. Guna Chitrikrita, Vachaha, those words which are spoken. Bhaniti Vachaha. Prapancha Vyapara, Vacha Prapancha, the Vak Prapancha, the world of words, which are being created by these Kavindras. Vyapara, that activity. Prakatana, that activity is being expressed, manifested. Kala, that is an art. Now, everybody may have a hidden poetic talent, but he cannot express it. To express, you need a kala, you need an art. So that is Prakatana Kala, expressing the poetry, that art. Kaushala Nidhi, he is the treasure of expertise. Kaushala is expertise. He has all the expertise. Who? Brahma. Because Brahma is the Lord of Saraswati, and Saraswati is the Devata for knowledge, Devata for poetry. So he is the treasure of expertise in the art of manifesting the activity which is contained in the Vata Prapancha, Vak Prapancha, in the world of words, which describe various qualities, painting, which are various types, Nana Bhanita. So the poets, Ravindranam, of poets, he is the Kaushala Nidhi, he is the treasure of expertise. Not only that, next, Adhak Kurvan Abjam. Abjam is lotus. Adhak Kurvan, making it down. That means he is seated on the lotus. So Adhak Kurvan Abjam. He is seated on the lotus. Similarly, lotus foot is this always defeats the lotus. So Adhak Kurvan Abjam refers to lotus foot in terms of defeating the lotus. In terms of Brahma, it is he is seated on good. And words which paint different qualities like Ravindra do, the poets, the great poets do. Then, like Brahma has got a seat of lotus, you defeat lotus and you are worshipped by Munijanas like Sanaka, Bhrigu and others. Next.
भवत्या कामाक्षी स्फुरितपदपङ्केरुहभुवां परागाणां पुरैः परिहृतकलङ्क व्यतिकरैः नतानामामृष्टे हृदयमुकुरे निर्मलरुचि प्रसन्ने निःशेषं प्रतिफलति विश्वं गिरिसुते
भवत्याः कामाक्षी स्फुरित पद पंकेरुह भुवां परागाणां पूरैः परिहृत कलंक व्यतिकरैः. From the lotus foot of yours, which are blossomed and shining, Spurita pada pankeruha bhuvam. Pada pankeruha, lotus foot, spurita, shining, which are blossomed and shining from the lotus foot. Paraganam bhuvam. They arise paraga. Pollen dust is arising. Pollen dust is arising. Bhavatyaha, your lotus foot gives rise to paraga. Because it is lotus, it gives rise to pollen dust. Now, what does the pollen dust do? Parihrita kalanka vyatikarehi. Natanam hridaya mukure. Natana. First let us go to Natanam hridaya mukure, then we will go Parihrita. Natanam to worship. Hridaya mukura, the mirror which is their hridaya, which is their heart. The mirror which is the heart of those who worship is being cleaned. Amrishte. Amrishte means cleaned. How is it cleaned? It is cleaned by the pollen dust. Which pollen dust we have seen before from the lotus foot. Parihrita kalanka vyatikarehi. Vyatikarehi means it is sticking. It is sticking the dosha, kalanka, the dust which is the dirt which is sticking to the hridaya mukura, the mirror which is the hridaya, parihrita, it is removed. Amrishte, it is being cleaned up. Nirmala ruchi, because of this, afterwards the mirror becomes extremely pure and shining. Because earlier the hridaya was dirty, the mirror was dirty by the pollen of the lotus foot, it is being cleaned. Prasanne, it is being cleaned and it is very clear. It is stain-free, pure and clear. Vishesham pratiphalati vishwam girisute. Vishwam pratiphalati, it reflects the entire world. That means a Jnani can see the entire world in his Hridaya. We all know it. He can tell you what is happening in America sitting in India. How? Because he can see the entire world in his heart. How is it happening? Because of this. Because the entire world is pratiphalati, it reflects nishesham, without any balance, completely. The entire universe is reflected in that pure, stainless mirror, which has been cleaned by the pollen dust of your lotus foot, beautiful lotus foot. This is the beauty of the lotus foot. Girisute, O daughter of Himavan. I think we close now this time, and we invite questions.
Those who have questions, please unmute yourself and ask questions, please.
Namaskaram, Amma. I have a doubt in Shloka 82. The lotus feet of Devi is compared to the summer season. And what is the, because you explained the misery of people is destroyed in the autumn season, and what it destroys in summer season.
No, nothing is destroyed in summer season. He is using the various seasons to describe. Shuchi is a word which is common to summer season as well as purity, immaculately pure, I said. So the lotus foot is pure and it also represents the summer season. No destruction is indicated there.
Okay, thank you.
Namaskaram, Mama.
Namaskaram.
I have a doubt in the 83rd slokam. Like the Munis and all, like Sanagar and Bhrigu Muni worship Brahma, and it's like, is it compared? I'm not able to understand what next.
No. Like we saw in the case of Devendra, Devas come and worship Visa. Similarly, Sanaka, Bhrigu and other Munis come and worship Brahma. And they also worship lotus foot. That is a common feature.
Okay. Thank you, Mama.
And I have a doubt in the first part, Mama, where Brahma has been compared to lotus feet. The first part I couldn't understand, the treasure and which you explain.
No, Brahma is the repository of the expertise of poetry. Brahma is the repository of the expertise of poetry. Similarly, lotus foot is also the repository of poetry expertise. Because lotus foot can grant you, we have seen before so many times, grant you expertise in poetry, grant you expertise, grant you wealth. Savitva Shri, we saw last time.
Okay.
This is Aruna here. In the 78th shloka, he's comparing the mind with peacock. Is it because the peacock, like how it keeps waiting for the rain to shower? So just like, my mind is waiting for your blessings, or
exactly,
can we just come?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Because it is already tired of the summer season, it is waiting for the rainy season. Peacocks wait for summer to end and wait for rainy season to arrive. Yes, you're right.
Okay, thank you, Mama.
Guruji, just one question. In the same sloka 78, so Manak Kekini, so it is the mind, peacock, which is considered as the mind. And so what the two words are Shucha and Shine in the same line. Could you please explain?
Shucha means because of the grief, because of the constant misery, my mind is weak. Shina means weak, emaciated, weakened by constant misery.
So, and the Guruji, the last line, 83, sorry, 84, the first line, Spurita Pada Panke Ruha Bhuvam. So what does it mean?